Mother gives birth to septuplets and now they're 23 years old. Here's how they're doing now. In the late 1990s, history was made in the USA in Iowa when the world's first quintuplets were born. Such extraordinary birth had never taken place before. They quickly became the 7 most famous children all over the world. Now they are 23 years old and I can tell you that you really don't want to miss their transformation at the end of this story. But the most extraordinary thing was how these quintuplets grew up. The delivery, of course, was not an easy task. Mother Bobby's belly was huge, as seen in the more than 20-year-old photo. Of course, her husband and even hospital staff captured the entire delivery on camera. After all, it's not very common to see a delivery of 7 babies, one after another, coming from the same womb. It was a big job with many doctors present to keep an eye on the whole process, but in the end all her 7 children were healthy when they came into the world. On the image below, you can see Mother Bobby sitting on the couch with her 7 little miracles. It is truly an incredible sight. One that you don't see every day. Parents, Bobby and Kenny McCoy, had 1 child before the birth of their quintuplets. But within one night, they went from a family with 1 child, to a family with 8 children. It's needless to say that that was quite a drastic change. Feeding her babies was already a heavy job. Here her children are 6 months old and they already fill up the full couch. In 1998, the whole family visited the popular Oprah Winfrey Show. A truly memorable moment for all of them. Here Oprah asked if they were struggling. The loving parents explained that they loved having such a large family. During this show, they gave the world their first glimpse into their daily lives. On these pages you can see the footage from this show. Raising 7 kids at the same time is obviously very special, yet few people knew about Mother Bobby's incredible achievements. But everything changed when they received international attention during a broadcast of the Oprah Winfrey Show. The family was broadcasted to millions of people all over the world. And that meant an end to their pretty private life up until that point. The host shared the family with the world and asked Mother Bobby and Father Kenny numerous questions. Obviously how the delivery went, but also how normal daily tasks were difficult for the family. Bobby and Kenny answered, "It's great to have such a big family, but the following things really do get very complicated when you suddenly have 7 extra children." Bobby explained that feeding took a long time, of course, but everyone gets that. But a simple short walk, for example, was already quite a hassle. Just try to find a stroller for all these kids that could still be pushed by only 1 or 2 parents. Bobby and Kenny had special strollers built so they could take the whole family at once. And as you can see in the photo above, it's quite an impressive sight. The family always came across many people that asked questions whenever they would leave the house with the strollers. Sometimes they wanted to be left alone, but most of the time they happily talked to people. But they both admitted that they would never have made it without the help of one special person. Raising 8 children, their 7 little ones and their first daughter who was just a little older, was too much work for the 2 parents who also had to work to pay the bills. Therefore, Bobby and Kenny had to rely a lot on their very hard-working nanny. This woman supported the family almost every day for a lot of years. And the mother of the quintuplets felt that the nanny deserved at least as much positive attention as Bobby and Kenny received all of the time. After the Oprah Winfrey Show, the McCoy family's life changed completely. Thousands of positive messages and phone calls, but not everything was that comfortable. For they also ran into the following problems along the way. After the show on Oprah, the family gained world-famous status. It was already hard enough to just walk down the street without being looked at, but now almost everyone knew them by name. Mother Bobby said she sometimes regretted that they had appeared on international television. Your anonymity is something that is more valuable than you might realize. And for us it was gone. But fortunately, most of the attention was very nice. In fact, because of the broadcast, the family received a lot of support from people all over the world. People they had never met, and they were probably never going to meet. But still they supported Bobby and Kenny. Diaper kits and even donation campaigns to help financially with parenting came their way. That was absolutely fantastic, the mother told me. And before they knew it, the children were suddenly 4 years older. The first few years of their lives fly by so quickly. It's just a couple of blinks and then they are 4 years old. Bobby hoped that this feeling of time progressing slowed down as the kids got a little older. Her 7 quintuplets' 4th birthday was one to remember forever. At that age, of course, the children are already quite stubborn and all get their own will, also known as the toddler puberty. The photo above shows them all trying to blow out their birthday candles at the same time. With 7 kids, that was of course not a problem. More than enough manpower. But it was also the last year that her little boys and girls remained her innocent little babies. Every parent knows that this day is coming and every parent probably dreads the day it arrives. But the progress of life is ever going and inevitable. Now it was still one big cuddle house. But everything changed because of the next event. Because on their 4th birthday, all of her 7 babies went to school at the same time. Their eldest daughter, who can be seen above on the right, had been in elementary school for a few years, but with the departure of her 7 little ones, it became suddenly very quiet in the house during the school hours. The photo here shows the children's first school photo. They were all still wearing their identical dungarees and t-shirts, but that would soon change. Even their looks would soon not be the exact same anymore. Some blonde hair became dark brown and their faces changed completely. During their first year in elementary school, they also had one very special outing. There Bobby, Kenny and their children met perhaps the most famous man in the world. At the end of their first school year, the children wore matching clothes one last time for a very special photo opportunity. Because on that day they met George W. Bush, who was President of America at that time. It was a special moment for the family. It is until this day the most famous person they had ever met. A truly unforgettable experience. He, like many other people around the world, had seen the Oprah Winfrey broadcast and therefore the whole family was allowed to visit the president's White House. He then also asked them the following question: with summer vacation coming up, what are you most looking forward to after the first year of school? And this is what all the children then shouted in chorus. All the children then yelled together, "Going on vacation." Because going on vacation with the McCoy family was always a great spectacle. For both parents it was often a little less rosy, because of course, they would have to make quite a lot of arrangements before being able to arrive at their destination. 2 full vans with kids, stuff and lots of pee breaks along the way. But once they arrived at their favorite cottage, it was always a party. In the photo below, you see the McCoy family on the balcony of their summer vacation home in Nashville. Bobby and Kenny cherished these moments because before you knew it the kids would grow up and one day they would be leaving the nest. And that's exactly what happens on the next page. All 7 children graduated from high school without any problems. So that was a big moment. They all gratitude at the same time. So arrangements needed to be made. A time for a big party where congratulations were handed out and future plans were discussed. Some of the children here even already had a boy or girlfriend with whom future plans were made. They are growing up so fast, and although I am very happy for them, I also realize that they will not live safely and warmly in our home for very much longer, explained Mother Bobby. So I have mixed feelings. On the next page read a brief account of an interview with Mother Bobby a few years after this graduation ceremony. Since they were young, they have all had different interests. Their Mother Bobby told me in an interview 2 years ago about the siblings, who were 21 years old back then. They still have a strong bond with each other, that is true, but also like to do things with their own friends. They do different activities and take different classes. Many assumed the 7 children would be very similar and have the same interests, but no, that is absolutely not the case. They couldn't be more different. They all ended up taking completely different career choices and they all took completely different paths. On the following page you can see what the 7 children look like now and what they are doing. Bobby McCoy said the elder sister of the 7-year-olds, Michaela, was the best person to describe her 7 siblings. She just has a way with words, her mother said. A few years ago, Michaela wrote something to each of them on their birthday. Their mother said the letters described the 7 perfectly. She reads portions of them on the following pages. Career: works in IT at Wellmark. Best known for his willpower to persevere and thrive despite his challenges with cerebral palsy. Michaela's description: he is always laughing and it's impossible to not laugh along with him. He is always willing to help his not-so-tech-savvy family with their technical problems. See photos of the other kids and what they are doing on the following pages. Married to Alana and has one daughter, Ellie. Due to his military career, the family can't disclose where he lives. Career: Sergeant in the U.S. Army. Most known for his hard work and dedication. Michaela's description: he is the most hardworking and driven person I've ever known. He keeps improving himself and pursuing new goals while being funny and positively encouraging those around him. Lives in Hannibal, Missouri, with her husband, Sean Geralds. Career: she is working on her master's degree in athletic training at Culver Stockton College. And later wants to go to work for a company that specializes in health and nutrition. She is most known for her hard work. Michaela's description: she is courteous and welcoming and always has encouraging things to say. Lives with her parents in Runnels. Together with brother Joel, this McCoy daughter still provides a nice home atmosphere. Someday, of course, she'll be on her own, but for now it's just too cozy with mom and dad. And they are grateful for it. Alexis is a wonderful help around the house. And in a way her parents never want her to leave. They just love her. Career: after earning a liberal arts degree at Hannibal LaGrange, she started working at Altoona Kids World. Most known for her dedication to children, especially those with special needs like herself. Her kindness is also an important part of her personality. Michaela's description: she is kind to everyone she meets, no matter who they are or what they are like, which is truly a unique and wonderful quality. Lives in Hannibal, Missouri, with her husband, Kevin Morrison. Career: after earning a degree in public relations from Hannibal LaGrange University, she worked in public relations before becoming a receptionist at a medical office. A job that fits her personality perfectly. She can be in contact with people. And she can help people in need every day of her life now. Her voice when she sings. Michaela's description: she has reminded me countless times to love one another as Christ does, and she puts into practice what she preaches. She is always willing to share her makeup and clothing. Her caregiving nature I see as her greatest asset. You will not find a more kind heart anywhere else. I truly believe that. Kenny was the only one of the 7 children who decided to stay home during college. Of course, Mother Bobby and Father Kenny Sr. didn't mind that at all. With him here, the house felt a little less empty. Kenny has transformed into a strong personality anyway, who with his positive attitude always provides plenty of life, says Mother Bobby. Now he lives in Dallas Center with his wife, Cynthia. They are expecting a child at the end of November. Career: furniture maker at Walkie Cabinet Works. Best known for his love of building and his sense of humor. Michaela's description: he is hilarious, kind and has an open heart that is always willing to help those in need. He always shares his snacks without complaining. Lives with his parents in Runnels. Of course, Bobby and Kenny don't mind that at all. He gets to live here as long as he wants. He fills up the house with his smile and witty sense of humor, says his mother. Career: works in IT at Emerson Electric in Marshalltown. Best known for his quiet nature and cleverness with computers. It turns out you're pretty funny, Joel. You're so smart, talented and gifted, and I know you'll achieve great things in the future. On the next page you can see another photo of the whole family together. All the children together, even the grandchildren are present. There you can really see how they have changed over the years. From babies to real adults. In the photo here, the whole family is complete. Even the all-current partners and the grandchildren are present. Bobby and Kenny reaffirm that even though it has been tough at times, raising these 8 wonderful children has still been a gift sent from God. We luckily had a lot of help and there were struggles at times. But I would not have changed a thing. They were wonderful kids and now they have become wonderful grown-up men and women. Bobby and Kenny can't help but be incredibly proud of their entire family. There is nothing more important than family, and our family is warm, loving and great, says Bobby. We might have looked strange when all of the kids were babies. But now we're just a big happy family.